Yes guys, welcome to another video. I know it's been a while since I last uploaded, but I'm bringing you today the good, the bad and the Spursy, and there's a twist to it more. I am here at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium and I'm going to be talking through to you what's been going on at Tottenham. It's a bit windy though, it's a little bit chilly, so come, let's go for a walk. So, the first game that we begin with is against Antwerp away, where we lost 1-0. Poor performance. On top of that though, Jose Mourinho late to a game and now faces one match ban in Europa League, meaning that we're going to have to rely on the likes of Sacramento. That isn't good at all. Not good at all. This is Europa League. We're meant to be dominating this, but we have a bad record against Belgian sides, and I guess this is what happens. We lose to Belgian sides. Spursy. Our next game goes at home to Brighton. And I'll tell you what, so many things happened in this game. It was a scrappy 2-1 win. We can talk about Gareth Bale's first goal for the club, and what a brilliant cross that was by Reguilon. We can also talk about, controversial penalty Kane got, but I think he was just about fouled in the area. So I feel like the ref got it right. But the one thing the ref got wrong was the Brighton goal. It should have been disallowed. The man even went to a bloody VAR screen to check it. And these are the referees we've got to rely on in this country that give decisions like that for a goal, when clearly you could see Højbjerg was fouled just outside the area, and Lamperty takes advantage of it, scores, and the referee takes 2 to 3 minutes to make a decision that is wrong. Absolute shambles. You could even see Højbjerg having a go at the referee. It's not on. VAR in this country is an absolute joke. It's not just screwing over Tottenham, it screwed over Brighton as well for a questionable penalty that they got denied as well. Absolute joke. Right, so our next game that we look at is Ludogorets, and we win 3-1 there. Couldn't keep the clean sheet, but it was important to get the win there. Nothing like a Europa League group stage. At this point onwards now, because of losing to Antwerp, the bigger aim now is to try and finish in the group stage as high as possible. Because we need to see how we can test each other out when it gets tough and we get to the knockout stages. So our next game brings us to West Brom versus Tottenham. And of course it was going to be a tough game because we are playing against a side that is battling relegation, fighting for their manager who is apparently at risk of getting sacked, Slaven Bilic that is, ex-West Ham. And I've got to say, in the first half, I thought that we were good for the first 10 minutes, but then it looked like West Brom were playing the better football. West Brom looked like they were the top 4 side. West Brom looked like they were going to score, and they almost did as well in the second half. Lloris got a save at one point. They got unlucky and hit the post. Doherty was having an awful game in the first half. He picked it up a little bit more in the second half, and then he managed to provide assist. Header for Kane, 1-0, and that's the 3 points after a very tough fixture. So, on paper, that is good for us, because then at least we're still in the title race, which brings us back to first for briefly 20 minutes. And then, of course, Leicester had to steal the show. I found it really funny, though, how Arsenal fans were piping up about Tottenham being only first for 20 minutes. To be honest, they said that we were obsessed of being first for that period, but it was actually Arsenal fans, all of Arsenal Twitter, including your AFTV lot, that were piping up about it. But you know what the funniest thing was after that? Them man lose 3-0 against Aston Villa at home at the Emirates Stadium, yeah? 3-0 at home. And people want to say Arteta was a better choice for Arsenal than Jose Mourinho. Seriously, man, this lot never fail to amaze me. They never fail to make me laugh, yeah? Ollie Watkins as well, ex-Arsenal. Well, not ex-Arsenal, but an Arsenal supporter. And he scored against you. Are you Arsenal fans going to be piping up about how Ollie Watkins is a gooner? He scored in your own turf. So the thing that worries me the most, however, though, is our tough run of fixtures that's coming. We're playing Man City, we're playing Liverpool, we're playing Chelsea, we're playing Leicester, who are currently top of the league at the moment. These are the fixtures that I think will get more challenging for us. But the one thing, though, that just really winds me up, though, a lot of football fans, especially in the top 6, especially a Chelsea lot, that are saying Tottenham actually haven't played anyone. Well, look, if you think about it, we beat Man United 6-1, right? And on paper, that was a tough fixture, and a lot of people were betting on the odds that Man United would beat Tottenham. I personally predicted a draw out of this. But there's just something interesting that I have to bring up. Rory Jennings from the Kickoff, True Geordie's channel, great channel by the way, said the following. Rory Jennings has at one point basically said you can only beat what's in front of you, but then he's also said Tottenham really haven't played anyone. All these teams are just not a proper challenge. If they start beating bigger teams, then maybe they can be title contenders. Well, it's quite clear that Rory Jennings and a lot of other Chelsea fans have not even looked at their own club results. Because if you think about it, yeah, let's look at Southampton, West Brom and Man United, all right? Tottenham played those three and so did Chelsea. Now, what were Chelsea results? Well, against Southampton, they drew 3-3. Against West Brom, they also drew 3-3. And they were 3-0 down at the process of it. And they drew 0-0 with Man United. But you compare that with Tottenham. 1-0 West Brom, 5-2 Southampton, 6-1 Man United. So listen, I get that fixtures are all different, but don't start slagging off Tottenham, saying that they're not going to beat proper teams and they haven't played anyone properly yet, when you couldn't beat the teams that we also played against and got the 3 points out of that. So pipe down. There is also talks about Harry Winks considering his future if, I think by January, when the transfer window opens and he's still not getting any first team football, that he will consider his options and basically leave the club. Well, look, this is the way I see it, yeah? Just because a player is homegrown doesn't mean that he's guaranteed starting 11, right? The reason why Harry Kane is getting guaranteed starting 11 is because he is the best striker in the league and one of the best in Europe. So there's a difference there. With Harry Winks, I don't think I've ever seen a midfielder so limited with the style of play. He never makes a run, he never makes an attacking move at all. It's always backwards or sideways, and he keeps on getting exposed. I know that over the summer he was linked to a move to Man City. I think it was in the range between 30 to 40 million pounds. Honestly, we should have taken it. The guy's not good enough. He doesn't fit our system. And, you know, if he wants to get first team football, especially under Jose Mourinho, he ain't going to get it here. So, you know, if Winks goes, he goes. Get some cash out of him and see who we can replace with that money. Other worrying factors, though, to also consider is, according to a source, I think an Italian source, Christian Eriksen is linked to a move to Arsenal. Arsenal? I'm just hoping Eriksen doesn't go to the scum. And then, of course, after West Brom versus Tottenham, it's then the international break. But honestly, I don't see any point of the international break at all. I mean, you've got to think about this, yeah? The world is in the middle of a crisis. And players are just travelling at the moment. And clearly, you know, the self-isolation just isn't working out at all. And on top of that, Matt Doherty has now caught that nasty virus. He swapped shirts with Bale. We've got another few Welsh players in the team, Rondon and Ben Davis and players like that. There's even been an outbreak in the South Korean national team, but thankfully Son don't have it. It's only Doherty that does it. So it just makes you think, you know, what's the point of this international break when it's just going to make the players go at risk? And you know what? I wouldn't even be surprised if the Premier League had to go on pause because there is an out-of-control rate of players catching the virus. It happened once and it can happen again. Scrap the international games. It's unsafe, it's pointless, and England are shit anyway. So now, you know, to really get to the end of this video, my main question is this. With the tough fixtures that are coming up, can Tottenham still be title contenders? Even Leicester, who are first place at the moment, which we are only 1 point behind them. But honestly, I really cannot be bothered for another title race between Tottenham and Leicester because I'm still getting flashbacks of that season when that last time happened. You see, the thing is, we have actually been consistent and we've been solid defensively and we've got a decent goalkeeper as well. So, you know, it's going to be a tough challenge. So what have we learned today in this episode of The Good, The Bad and The Spursy? The main lessons that we've learned on this episode today on The Good, The Bad and The Spursy is do not be late to your games, as Jose Mourinho was late for that Europa League match against Antwerp. VAR, as always, is being a shambles. Tottenham are still in the title race with 1 point behind, and it's a real test now to see with the fixtures coming up if we can still stand the distance, make the distance, and get 3 points against crucial teams. And of course, overall, some good, some bad, some Spursy. That's it for today's episode on The Good, The Bad and The Spursy. If you're new to this channel, then please hit the subscribe button and comment below if you want to see more of this kind of content, as I enjoy it myself. And also, where would you rather I film this, in my room or in our beautiful home of North London, of finest football? You let me know in the comments below. But until then, have a nice day, and I'll see you in the next upload.